Welcome back. This is my update for 9 months with Ramsey Hunt Syndrome. It's been a minute. I told you it was going to be a minute. I thought I was going to do an update sooner, but I've been sick. So I'll give you some updates and catch up on the last month. Talk about the eye doctor, talk about some facial therapy, and talk about getting sick, like really sick. So at the beginning of this month, I went and saw my eye doctor. I hadn't had to wear my moisture chamber in weeks. It's been nice because I wore that thing for pretty much since the beginning up until, I don't know, it's been a little bit before this, probably 8th month. And my eye just started feeling better. So I was really interested to see how the checkup would look. My eye health is looking good. I still use some drops during the day as needed. I use gel drops at night, but for the most part, my eye is feeling good. And the doctor said it's looking good. And he gave me, hey, let's wait 6 months. He was a huge fan of the moisture chamber. I'm a huge fan of the moisture chamber. It is a weird look to have that goggle, but let me tell you, it's easily reversible. You just take it off, and it kept my eye healthy. So if you're looking for a solution to eye issues related to facial palsy, I highly suggest the moisture chamber. I also shortly thereafter went to another facial therapy appointment, and we talked about the progressions. Initially, we were trying to activate the nerve, doing the massage gun, as you've seen in previous videos, to loosen up the face. And now comes Synkinesis, which I talked about in my last video. Again, according to Stanford Medical, Synkinesis describes unwanted contractions of the muscles of the face during attempted movement. Essentially, as I was talking to my facial therapist, the nerves get kind of cross-wired as they're coming back to life. One movement triggers another. Part of what we're trying to do is practice movement that doesn't cause other parts of the face to move. For example, I'll go in, you know, you can see I raise this eyebrow and this closes, right? But part of what I'm supposed to do is practice moving and try not to move the other, or smile, lifting one area and then trying to retrain the muscles. So that's part of what I'm doing right now, is trying to isolate and say, well, I want this to move, but not that. Consciously doing that. My rehab's been a little bit rough. I'll tell you why in a minute. But the synkinesis is weird. One of the things that's happened was, as I would eat, I would tear up and cry. Well, that shifted in the last couple of weeks to now when I eat, I'll get a runny nose, only in the paralyzed side nostril. So nerves are doing weird things. So I have to have a napkin or a tissue while I'm eating, particularly like a dinner, a larger meal, like just a snack. It doesn't trigger it. But if I'm eating a lot, my nose starts to run. And I don't know what's better, a crying eye or a running nose. You gotta laugh or you'd cry. Pun intended. It's kind of crazy. But hey, at least my face is moving after months of droopiness, whatnot. As you can tell, I look a little haggard. I still feel a little haggard. In the middle of this period, literally the day before Thanksgiving here in the United States, one of the biggest holidays in the United States, started getting the chills. I woke up, had a fever. That ensued like 2 weeks of fever, not just fever, like fever and night sweats. Night sweats like I haven't ever experienced. You'll see from these pictures. Here's some pictures of my sheets in the middle of the night. I mean, I was literally just sweating through my sheets, what I was wearing. I was having to change uh, my night clothing multiple times. And I was like, oh crap, here it comes. What do I got? Is this gonna bring a relapse of shingles? Because the fevers were pretty intense. The only other fevers that I've had that of that intensity would include the flu fevers that led to the shingles and Ramsay Hunt syndrome, and then my COVID fevers. I was pretty nervous. I was like, oh crap, is this gonna trigger a relapse? Didn't, but I'll tell you, it was pretty rough. It did turn into pneumonia. Like I lost 2 weeks of my life, a lot of exhaustion, still feeling a little worn out. And the only thing that's happened is I do feel a little more off balance. I think that's partly, the inner ear is not fully working. And so the level of activity that I'm at, the ability to work out, helps me with my balance. But I'm grateful not to have had a relapse of shingles. I've read some horror stories, some extreme cases. Shingles comes back, paralysis comes back. worst story I heard is somebody said they got Ramsey Hunt on one side of the face, and then later they got it on the other. So let's see how we're doing with the facial palsy. I'm going to try and raise the eyebrow. You can see the synkinesis where raising the good eye is causing the bad eye, the paralyzed eye, to want to close, and it's hard to resist that. Go ahead and close my eyes. I feel like I can do a pretty good job. A tight close. I don't feel like it's as tight, but it's closed. And like I said, I'm not sleeping with having to tape my eye, puff the cheeks. I can kind of seal my lips, but you can see most of the puff is on the good side. We'll smile. I'm going to do 2 smiles here. So here's a subtle smile. It's hard to do. Here's a big smile. So, it's better than it was at the beginning. Whistle. Can you see the synkinesis? The eye wants to close now, which I guess is better than not wanting to close. The nerves are coming back online, but still a ways to go and some weird behaviors with the synkinesis. My status quo, still got good, strong tinnitus, still used to that. Hasn't gotten worse from the pneumonia, thankfully. Still doing some acupuncture, still taking some Chinese herbs. Probably my biggest learning over this last month, and I think it's because these last few weeks I was sick. It was a reminder of the paralyzing effect of extreme illness, which is hard because I've been pretty healthy most of my life. Like, in a lot of ways, 2025, when I'm recording this, has been one of the worst years of my life. Getting shingles from a really bad flu, getting this pneumonia, and a lot of other things going on in life that are challenging. But I don't know. It is what it is. And I see in some of the communities I'm part of online with others with Ramsey Hunt is there's always worse cases. There's people that have no recovery. I mean, my case is pretty severe. I've still got a ways to go, but I'm pretty grateful for the progress I've made. If you've been watching these videos, if you want to go back and watch some of my early videos, man, it was a mess. And that's one of my thoughts is gratitude. I mean, just had Thanksgiving. I missed it. That sucked. I was at home on the couch, sweating my brains out or freezing, depending on the mood of my fever. And yet, despite all the hardship of this year, I feel grateful. Why? I don't know. I've learned a lot through this. I feel like there's been a growing experience. I'm trying to put words to my thoughts. I found this statement from Dieter Uchtdorf, who's an apostle in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He said, "When we are grateful to God in our circumstances, we can experience gentle peace in the midst of tribulation. In grief, we can still lift up our hearts in praise. In pain, we can glory in Christ's atonement. In the cold of bitter sorrow, we can experience the closeness and warmth of heaven's embrace. We sometimes think that being grateful is what we do after our problems are solved, but how terribly short-sighted that is. How much of our life do we miss by waiting to see the rainbow before thanking God that there is rain?" This is hard to explain, especially knowing that I see people that are really struggling with Ramsey Hunt. Let me be clear. This has been a huge struggle. This is no walk in the park. I suppose my feelings of gratitude are rooted in a fundamental spiritual belief that part of this life is a journey. We're here to learn. You learn through struggle. Even those who have it easy, we do a good job of messing up our lives if something isn't challenging us. I wouldn't say I was feeling grateful when I was in the midst of my fevers. I was mostly just praying for relief. Like, please, can I just sleep through the night and not sweat through my sheets? And so when you get that relief, it's really easy to be grateful. But why am I grateful right now when things are still hard? I don't know. I've learned a lot. I know that I'm going to be a better human, or have the ability to be a better person because of these struggles. I know it could always be worse. I know there's purpose in the struggle. It's weird. I'm grateful, even though I feel like I shouldn't be logically. Somehow I find a sense of gratitude, and I hope I can maintain that. I mean, you have these moments like getting pneumonia where it's just hard to think about anything but surviving. And if you're in one of those places yourself, like, personally, I'm like, that's okay. Survive, pray, plead, whatever it is, meditate for healing for help. But as you get to a place of equilibrium, gratitude can go a long way to keep you going. And in that spirit, I'm grateful for those of you that are watching who support me, including the nice strangers that are increasingly commenting on the channel. I'm hoping this is a resource for others who get Ramsay Hunt syndrome and anybody who is around those with Ramsay Hunt syndrome. For those of you who are just supporting me by watching my videos, thank you as well. Like, it goes a long way. It means a lot to me. And I hope that these videos can have a long impact on those who have to deal with this miserable condition. Until the next time, hopefully this next month will go better than this last month, because this last month was hard. But we're on the Christmas season. I probably won't record till after Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you for all your support this year. Like and subscribe, do all the things. This is for you. I'm here to support you. Have a good one.